Hello there, my friends. This is Sandy, and this video is going to walk us through my Bloom Boutique 8-page workshop. I have sold out already one of the 2-page kits, so one of them we're not going to get as detailed on, but here we go. Here is the first set of pages. So your kit, the top two 12 by 12s are the hydrangea hue, and everything you need should be on top of there except the bling, which is kind of separate. And you've got a stencil. So we're in here. You've got a stencil that looks like this. You'll just have to cut the edge so that you can pick which 1, 2, 3, 4 of your 3¼ by 3¼ squares you are going to just trace and trim that little part off to create the heart. So grab the form, use your stencil, go ahead and do those. Now you've got some pieces that you're going to be cutting out, some pieces that you're going to be stamping on. So you'll do all of your white stamping for your flowers on this page. And then you've got your embellishments here. There's a flower. If you sand this, I think it's a little easier to see, but you've got 1, 2, 3 different flowers that you're going to cut out of this embossed piece of paper. So let's take a look now that we've seen this. Oh, I want to just point this out. You've got 3 pieces of wood grain. These 2 smaller pieces are going just right in tucked behind here. And I put mine so that they are, line up my paper a little bit better. 3½ inches down and 3½ inches up. So that's where those 2 pieces go. And then the longer one is the one that goes on the page with the hearts, since you see it a little bit more. Same thing, 3½, 3½, right in the middle there. So you've got all of these 3¼ by 3¼ squares, except the 1, 2, 3, 4 that you've rounded to create your heart. When you're doing this, you want to line your paper, your 12 by 12, so that you can find the 6-inch mark. And you want that point on the middle of that heart to go 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom. You could even do an inch, it would move your whole thing up a little bit. But you want the point to be going at that 6-inch and kind of just eyeball and make sure that these are going in the right direction here evenly so that you're then building from here out for those. And then here, if you just kind of lay them out for yourself, you'll be able to figure out, where you want your square to line up. Once you've got those squares all down, the 3½ by 3½ inch squares, then it's just a matter of placing your photo mats, and don't tape everything down right away so that you can add any of these stamped images. Now, stamps, let's talk stamps. I used the Happiness is Here album retreat stamps. You could use, in theory, whatever stamps you want to create your flowers and your sentiments. That's all that these are doing. There's some hearts and stars and other things, doodads, but in theory, you really don't even need to add all that kind of thing if you wanted to keep your page a little more flat. But I did go through and use the Happiness is Here and just add fun little layers of leaves, and then surrounded those leaves with hearts and clusters of flowers. White gel pen to fill in. So the heart that I was using, there was an open one and a solid one. The open one I stamped and then colored in with the white gel pen. That's how I got that look. And then there is a stamp, this one right here. I used that to create a background. I'm gonna have to come real close so you can see it. So I just did 3 times, stamped it, and then I used the white gel pen in the middle of those starbursts to kind of focus on that just light, gentle bit of color that I added to the base. Dashes. Oh, the dashes. Album Retreat, man. I always do it because the stamp sets are always awesome. All right, so this stamp right here, the stitches, you can hand stitch if you want, but I used that stamp. Album Retreat taught me this to create those stamps. So I only stamped it one time because there's two dash marks. I only stamped it one time here and here and here. So in between each of those squares, I just stamped it once, and then around the edge, I just had it hang off the edge as I was stamping it. So both sides, same thing. You've got those stitch marks on all the pattern papers and around the edge. All right, so that's the first project. Now, project number 2 in this kit, using those same dash marks, we're creating the dash marks as journal lines. Again, Album Retreat taught me all these fun things. I love Album Retreat. Okay, so your kit has your two Peaceful Pine base pages, some wood grain, some glitter paper that you're going to tear both pieces to create this torn glitter paper here. All of your 2 1/4 by 8 3/4 pieces are going to stagger across your page. And again, I use that stitch stamp in between each of those panels on both pages. Okay, so we've got our wood grain across the top, our glitter that goes there. Add your 8 panel pieces. I put mine closer to the center so that I could do that white journaling around the edge. I didn't do the white journaling until after I stamped my whatever thing you want to add there, because then it brings your attention back down to that corner. I have one kit left to create this set of pages. Again, all of the pieces that you need, the flowers that have been embossed, the paper that you're going to stamp your flowers on are all in there to create this beautiful 2-page spread. All right, our next set of pages, this is the one that I do not have any more kits left to show you, but I can show you what I created with it. So your panels of hydrangea hue, the glitter, the flowers, and then your wood grain 6 by 10-inch pieces give you that 1-inch frame basically around the whole thing. Then you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4 photo mats. This is just one big photo well that you add your 2 photos to. Those are like 3.5 by 4.5 so that you have extra room to do your journaling lines. That's just the white gel pen. I used the white paint to do the stamping down the sides with, again, that really cool burst stamp. Clusters up here. I've got some fun things that happened. We've got some stars. I used the white gel pen to do little dots around some of the leaves. We've got our happinesses here. Again, the clusters, different clusters with bling coming out of the clusters. And then just white strips of paper to do my journaling. In case you weren't sure where on here you might do your journaling, you could even write in white gel pen right on the paper. Again, clusters, stars, little journal, white gel pen journal marks. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. And our final page with the Bloom Boutique 8-page workshop. Here's again all the things that you're going to need, including the pieces that you're going to be cutting out. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 6 different panels. They are 3.5 by 10.5 inches. They're going to be focused toward the middle. Same thing here with that stitch stamp. It overlaps both sides, and I went all the way around the edges with it too. It's a really cool stamp. Again, album retreat. Love, 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 love. Clusters of flowers. I used the white gel pen on the leaves to add white lines to it. Sanded some of the flowers to give it some texture. What else do I want to tell you about this? Oh, yes. There's that. Here it's that little X stamp. Ooh, let me find it. This guy right in here. So that one there I did to mix in with the clusters of hearts and bling all over the place. Up in here, even underneath the flowers. All right, that was my Bloom Boutique 8-page workshop. I do still have a couple of the 2-page kits that make these up. If you would like one, please let me know. I'd love to see some comments. Tell me what you think. What do you think about this paper? I was like, flowers, I have so much flower, but I love the gold embellishing in there. Thanks for watching, friends. See you soon.